Hello, wild ones. Um, I am back from our epic trip, and I found a few more epic things we got on our big wedding adventure across the across the Western United States. I'm going to flip the camera around and show you some thrifted finds and some things that I just picked up off the street and called them treasure instead of a trash. Okay, first I got myself a big kind of scarf. I did wash it, but I didn't dry it because I wasn't sure if there was a wool in it or not. It feels pretty soft. It was $4, and it's a nice big kind of square piece of tartan, and I think it just is so indicative of the West, of Colorado, and we did purchase this in Colorado, Colorado or Montana. I just love it, so I'm going to partner that with some of my coats this winter and call it my winter scarf, and it might get cut up into fabric yardage, but hopefully not. And this little table we also got from Colorado for $8.25, and it's a teeny tiny table. That's my hand, and I just think it's beautiful. It probably will either house a plant or maybe a little meditative space, something, but I have big plans for it. I love it. I move that. Okay, here's the nature stuff. The pick up off the side of the road stuff. We saw lots of this deep red, kind of purpley rock on the side of the road, and I picked this up, this chunk of it, and it's a pretty good chunk. I thought my husband would think it was pretty cool, and he does. And then this is a piece of mica rich, definitely some mica and some quartz. It's kind of picking that up. But we saw a lot of this in Colorado as well. These were both just a turnout on the highway that I was picking up a bunch of trash, and I was like, those are kind of cute. And this I picked up in the rock, the pea gravel rock at the wedding site. It was obviously just tumbled and put into like a gravel mix, but it's a little quartz point. And I just thought to remember the wedding and what a beautiful moment it was for my friend, it would be kind of neat to keep a little quartz point. So those are the 3 rocks I got. I also found a little piece of kind of drifty style wood. It's really just dried. It's not quite driftwood, but it was on the side of one of our wild swimming spots. So I grabbed it, obviously offcut from something a human did. Also grabbed from a swimming spot, just a little pretty branch. And then the rest is for sure garbage, but stuff that I tend to pick up and keep. This is a piece of leather that was probably had something here as a keychain, but it's obviously been on the side of the road for a while. This was in Yellowstone, a tire balance weight. Also a tire balance weight. I think these are leads. I'm always really careful with those and where I put them, but sometimes I like sliding them in to a quilt to just weigh down the edge, so it kind of gives it a little heft. And then bottle caps that have been crushed or been sitting, I should have cleaned that one obviously, sitting on the side of the road for a while. This is like from a bottle cap, but I just love the look of it. I tend to just put these into my art pieces. Pull tabs, always seem there's like a lot of those on the road. A little Corona, but I think that side's prettier. I love using bread tabs as in my artwork. Obviously I didn't bring the straws out, but I have quite a few straws. This is from something, some sort of battery. I probably will end up using it this way, or maybe this way hanging off of a book to use that as like an area to bind around. Maybe on a love note scent. And then I don't know what, you know what, I do know what this is. I was like, I don't know what this is. I think it's a zipper pull that was in Yellowstone. And you have to be looking really carefully to find garbage on this scale. But I'm pretty sure that's a zipper pull, and it's metal. And I love gluing this to pieces of ribbon to like weigh down the edges of ribbon. I just think the distressed nature of all these things really lend credence to how you build up something. And finally, I just wanted to make sure that other people are doing this. I also collect images, of course, on the road. This was at the Prehistoric Museum in Price, Utah. It was a picture I just printed out black and white of a native basket, and that hand woven texture is just super inspiring to me. And I'm trying to figure out how I could recreate this in print or in a stencil or a stamp to make to honor those ancestors who went before. And their work is just stunning. This didn't print out as well, it printed out pretty dark, but this was from the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone, and I just wanted an image because I'm going to try to pour something soon, and I wanted to have an image on hand of it. So really loose work, but definitely I love how the canyon intertwines, and of course the waterfall is super inspiring. So I consider these finds on the trip as well. It's kind of how I keep myself moving forward. Even this texture, you never know, might make an appearance into my work. So that was my epic finds for this trip. They're always different. I never know what I'm going to find on the side of the road versus what nature elements I might pick up. I try to leave no trace, but I do when I see something that's not like a super historic place. I don't pick up anything out of national parks that is natural, but I do pick up garbage out of national parks a lot. My son and I pretty much had one pocket that was always filled with micro trash. And most of the time it's little like wrappers from granola bars or things like that that people just drop on trail that they maybe don't notice they're dropping. We tend to pick those up quite extensively. But the nature stuff I tend to get from like, yeah, a roadside pulled out or somewhere that's in gravel. It's not going to be missed by anyone, but could become treasured by an artist. And I try to really be cognizant of that. I hope that you're liking our sum up of our trip. Have fun creating, get out there, adventure, and create wild ones.